Alright, today I'm going to show you how I am going to replace my 2-pound tripod that I carry with me backpacking for taking pictures with a much lighter version. The one that I'm about to build is around 4.8 ounces. So from 2 pounds to 4.8 ounces is quite a huge difference. For the total cost of around 75 bucks to shave a pound and a half off, more than a pound and a half is pretty good in my book. Alright, just to show you how much my current tripod weighs. Two pounds, 0.3 ounces. Alright, now let me show you a little bit more about what I'm actually going to be building this tripod out of. This is a flexible tripod, 4-inch flexible tripod I ordered on eBay. The brand name is Zykos, if that's how you pronounce it. Zykos. And this is basically it. It's just 3 little flexible legs on it with the attachment that you screw onto your camera. And the basic idea of this is that we're going to attach it to these poles that I just ordered from a company called Fibraplex. This company makes all sorts of carbon fiber tent poles and things like that. They'll custom make you poles that you tell them the specifications for. If you want one pole that's, in my case, 14.5 inches each section, this is what they had built for me. And you can see how they attach just like a normal tent would, with the shock cord in between it and everything. And the idea is that we're going to take the tips of these poles and we're going to take off the little rubber stopping here on the legs and insert this leg into this pole and do the same on each one of the legs, and then you'll have a tripod. Now, I was a little confused when I ordered these poles from Fibraplex, because it's the first time I've ever ordered any carbon fiber tent poles. I'm sure I'm not the only one, so I wasn't familiar with the terminology used. Anyways, these things here are called the ferrules. I don't know if it's in focus here for you, but basically what it is this piece is just a little bit smaller in diameter so that it fits into the adjacent pole. It just slides right over it. Those you have to order separately. They're not part of the pole. As you can see, this center section of the pole here does not have the ferrules. Whereas this side does. And basically the ferrules just slide into each side. The shock cord, they actually assembled it for me. When you order it, it sounds like you have to basically build this yourself when you get it, but when I got this in the mail, it was already basically assembled, whereas it's one solid pole that breaks down. But again, I was pretty detailed with them when I explained what I was doing. These are the tips that come on the edges of the poles here. I haven't really taken them off. I don't really feel the need to, but basically I don't really care what kind of tip it is. It's just going to be sitting in the ground. It's like a plastic tip, nothing special to it. The shock cord, they say, is attached somehow inside the pole itself by some sort of slot that the shock cord attaches to, and they told me it won't be in the way of it's further down into the pole, so it won't be in the way of the leg when we slide it on. Alright, now what I'm going to do is take off these little rubber feet here on the edge of these legs so that I can insert this metal leg into this pole to make some sort of permanent or semi-permanent tripod here. Now what I'm going to do is just put them in the vise, squeeze them a little bit, and just kind of pull it out. Of course, they're not coming out easy. Yeah, kind of got a yank on it with some force. This thing's actually in there quite a bit. For $3.50 I paid for this thing, I wasn't expecting it to be so sturdy. Alright, we finally got it. That's 2 down. Alright, now I got the feet off these little legs, and I can insert them into the poles. So here's one of the poles that I have. And basically, it's a pretty good fit. Some of them are snug, some of them are a little bit looser than others. I'm going to assemble these other 2 poles. Start snapping them in the legs here. This one's a little bit more snug. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of length here to wrap some tape around it. You can see this one sliding off. This one here, I'm pushing and pulling, and it's a little bit more difficult to move, so I'm not too worried about that one, but this one's just going to fall off. So you got to have some way to secure it down. If you put it all the way up here, you got nothing to tape it to. So I'm going to leave about 1 inch or so, and then that'll give me something to tape. There's the last one. Alright, now I'm going to tape up the legs. Try and leave about the same amount of length on each leg, otherwise it might end up being a little bit lopsided. I've heard of others using super glue and other things for a more permanent affixture to the legs. But I'm just going to use tape for now. We'll see how this holds up. Alright, and here's your finished product. So which would you rather carry, 2 pounds or 5 ounces? Pretty quick and easy to unscrew it. As far as breaking this thing down, it should be pretty quick. And there's your tripod. This measures, I believe, 14.5 inches long, probably plus another inch here or so. So sub 16 inch once it's broken down. And the weight of this, nice, 4.7 ounces.